இது இதா இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கா? கரெக்டா தெரியுதாங்கண்ணா?
பட்டன்
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. I hope you are fine.
Thank you so much, sir. It's very nice to have you with us. It's wonderful associating with you.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks for giving this wonderful opportunity.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. So,
sir, according to your convenience, we can start, sir. I am ready. When you say the time, then we can proceed, sir.
yes,
It's not a problem.
2 minutes we will start, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, no issue, sir. No issue.
We're just people are gathering.
Okay. I understand, sir. It's not a problem, sir.
2 minutes we will share.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Good evening to everyone. Our dear faculty members, our dear students. Today we are glad to have Professor Krishnamurthy sir from Pongu Engineering College, Department of MBA. This is a very famous college. Pongu Engineering College is also NBA accredited. And I have known Krishnamurthy sir for the past 10 years. He's a very prolific researcher, very matured academician. In fact, we have attended a lot of conferences, workshops at IIT Madras also. He has conducted huge number of seminars, workshops on this research. He's very famous in this research methods on these areas. And it is our privilege to have his talk on review of literature topic. In fact, this review of literature is very important as our MBA students preparing their project work. How to do this review of literature and understanding from the previous sources. It is a very beautiful and very much needed topic, even for PhD students also. Even as a PhD students, we struggle a lot on understanding this review of literature. It is in fact a blessing for us as MBA students to get this topic, because as people say, we are standing on the shoulders of giants. That's why we are able to progress this science, progress this knowledge. So that's why the importance of existing literature. Now we are, despite his busy schedule, and I'm very happy such a matured and scholarly person like Professor Krishnamurti sir has accepted our invitation, even though this our MBA department is minuscule compared to Kongu's MBA department and their activities. I am very much thankful, sir, for accepting our invitation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
And now I request Dr. Vani Madam, our HOD, MBA department, NEC Nellore.
My calendar. Wow. I'll wait to hear.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam.
I request you to please read out Professor Krishnamurti sir profile.
Okay, sir. Welcome to Dr. V. Krishnamurti, an eminent teacher, scholar, researcher, has over 21 years of rich experience in teaching. He is also gold medalist in both MBA and MCOM. He also organized several management development programs. His research papers are published in reputed journals, which are indexed in Scopus. He is also recognized as a supervisor for PhD scholars from Anna University, Chennai. He presented a number of research papers in various international conferences. He also obtained funding from various funding agencies such as AICTE, National Human Rights Commission. Sir actively involved as in consultancy work and also as a reviewer for 10 international journals. He is also acting as a resource person in various workshops and faculty development programs across the country. He organized more than 50 workshops relating to memory power, research methods, and soft skills. Sir presently working in the Department of Management Studies, Kongu Engineering College, E-Road. Sir received Best Faculty Awards. Krishnamurti garu received Best Faculty Award from Kongu Engineering College and also received Excellence Teacher in Higher Education Award from Runai International Research Foundation. Best Researcher in Finance Award from Integrates Intelligent Researchers. Excellent Teaching in Higher Education Award from DK International Research Foundation. PK Das Best Faculty Award from Nehru Arts College, Coimbatore. Best Faculty Award from Vivekananda College, Tiruchengood. He also award from Kongu Engineering College for his involvement and active participation in research and development activities during the year 2017 and 18. Thank you, sir, to accept our invitation regarding this program. How to write the review of literature as an art. I hope this program will be informative and interactive session. Dear students, this is very helpful to you for your while carrying your project work. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Madam, shall I take over the session, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, madam. Okay. First, I would like to extend my sincere thanks from bottom of my heart for giving this wonderful opportunity to me, to the management of your esteemed institution, Narayana Engineering College. And I would like to extend my sincere thanks from bottom of my heart to your Dean, Professor Dhananjay sir, Dr. Dhananjay sir, and other faculty members giving me this wonderful opportunity. I am not going to give any advice. Still, I consider, even though you have read my profile, still I consider myself as a student of MBA program, because still we have to go a long way. I have 25 years of experience in research. Since I have guided several PhD scholars and MPhil scholars, as well as MBA students. Just I would like to share my experience on review of literature. I can give 200% assurance that if you are attentive in the session, definitely you can get some idea with regard to writing a review of literature. Research could be very, very simple and easy, but only thing we don't know how to write the review of literature. Before discussing review of literature, just I would like to take 2 to 3 minutes of your valuable time in discussing the fundamentals. Normally, if you take research, normally first we will select some research topic. The topic may be from, you will select the topic may be selected from finance, marketing, human resource management, or production, whatever it may be. First, we have to select the base paper for the particular topic. For example, you may be interested in training and development, or you may be interested in grievance handling in HR, or you may be interested in emotional intelligence, or you may be interested in recruitment practice, or you may be interested in human resource management practice, influence of human resource management practices on job satisfaction. If you take marketing, you may be interested in service quality, or consumer behavior, or brand management, or channel conflict, whatever it may be. Even you may be interested, if you take finance, you may be interested in stock market, that is security analysis, and there is stock market. You may be interested in money market. You may be interested in foreign exchange market, or you may be interested in capital market. Sometimes you may be interested in financial management, say for example, dividend, or merger and acquisition, or behavioral finance, whatever may be your topic. First, you have to select one base paper. So how base paper should be selected? Base paper can be selected only with this, only with the following options. If you take your database, that is emeraldinsight.com. There is a database called emeraldinsight.com. This database is said to be one of the very excellent database for MBA students, particularly social science, commerce, economics, management, anthropology, sociology, psychology. You can you name any discipline, any social science discipline. We can select first. You can go to emeraldinsight.com. Then you can type your topic. For example, your topic may be service quality of the bank. When you type, immediately you will get at least 300 to 400 research paper on the particular topic. Minimum 300 to 400. Minimum you will get 10,000, 15,000 sometimes. I am saying minimum 300 to 400 research topic. Then you can, what you can do is you can download those research paper. You can adapt 2 strategy for downloading, for identifying the base paper. This is very, very important. So we are going to construct the entire research based on the base paper. So first you can download, you can identify the base paper by any one of the following 2 criteria. Number of downloads. So if the paper is very excellent paper, several researchers might download the paper. Next one is number of citations. Sometimes number of download may be very less, whereas number of citations must be very high. Number of citations means several researchers might cite this paper. For example, let's take Hare Anderson. Actually, he has written one book called Multivariate Analysis. Probably several researchers have cited this articles. So we have to select the base paper based on these 2 criteria, number of downloads and number of citation. If number of downloads and number of citations are equal, in such circumstances, we have to select the paper based on number of citations alone. Now, this is the first step. What is the next step is? We should go for review of literature. This is very, very important part of any research. We are going to I'm going to throw some light on what is a review of literature. What is review of literature? What is the purpose of review of literature? Just I will share. Dear sir, whether you can able to see the PowerPoint presentation, sir? Any one of them can respond?
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Yes, thank you, sir. Just I'm going to share some of the experiences on what is review of literature. Literature review, why we should do literature review, what are the sources of literature, what are the various strategies are to be followed for writing literature review, then tips for literature review. This is what we are going to discuss. If you take any MBA project, this part seems to be very weak. Even you sometimes, let's take a PhD scholar. Probably they might be very their thesis might be strong if they could throw some light on review of literature. So if you take, so how to write a review of literature, this is very, very important. At least let's take MBA students, at least you should write at least 20 to 30 review of literature in your research project. That is particularly MBA project. The main objectives of writing review of literature is to identify the research gap. That is very, very important. If there is no research gap, you need not do the project again on the same field. So the main purpose is writing to identify the research gap. This is very, very important. So how we can identify the research gap? There is no other alternative. We should read all the research paper. So how we should read? What are the strategies are to be followed? Everything we are going to discuss. Even I have seen some of the research papers. Then even some of our research students might write the review of literature in a very wonderful way. At the end, even they might connect this word. They will write like this. Even though several study has been conducted with regard to this topic, most of the study has been conducted in Western perspective. In India, only limited study has been conducted. Therefore, the researcher is intended to fill the gap by way of studying this topic. This is what people will write the research gap. Okay. What is a review of literature? It's a review of literature means what? It's a collection of facts related to the particular topic. This is said to be the review of literature, collection or compilation of facts related to the particular topic. For example, you may be interested in service quality. Service quality means when we do service quality, we should have some basic idea with regard to service quality. Service quality means what? It's a customer perception about the service. This is a definition for service quality. Actually, who invented this concept? Probably then there is a person called Parasuraman and Sitamal. When this concept has been introduced, then we will collect all the information with regard to this topic. Now people are doing research over service quality. Some of the students might be doing service quality on bank. Some of the students might do the same service quality in insurance. Some of the students might do the same service quality in railway. Some of the railway quality. Some of the students might do the same. You might use the same service quality for omnibus, minibus, then share auto, college, school, library. You can use this you can use the same concept for any field. So this is the first one. What is the review of literature? Review of literature is a description of literature relevant to the particular field or particular topic. Just we had a scene. What is service quality? A review of literature. What is the purpose of writing review of literature? Review of literature is designed to be a critical analysis of what others have already discussed about the subject. This is very, very important. Review of literature is nothing but it's a critical analysis of what others have already discovered. That means if you take a research, there are some portion might be undiscovered. So you can discover those parts only with the help of review of literature. Okay. And then with the help of review of literature, what you will get, you can get this information. What has been said? This author, X et al., what he told about, what he found about the particular concept. You can write, you can get this kind of information. When you go through the research paper, you can get X made an analysis with regard to the railway service quality. The study found that reliability, responsiveness, empathy, plus trust have a significant relationship with passenger satisfaction. So what others have said, you can get this information only with the help of review of literature. If you take any topic, there will be some key writers. For example, service quality means we will say Parasuraman Sitamal. When we say stress, there is a person called Uday Parikh. Similarly, let's take a topic dividend. There may be several authors For example, Walter, you might study this concept, Walter model, Gordon model, then Modigliani Miller. So you can get the key writers. Similarly, you can get the prevailing theories and hypotheses. Normally, if you take research, first you will take theory as a base. Based on the theory, concept should be developed. Based on the concept, then hypothesis should be developed. Hypothesis is nothing but it's a tentative assumption about the population. Yes, you all aware about this concept. There are two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis, another one is alternate hypothesis. What is our intention? Our intention is to reject null hypothesis. Null hypothesis means what? There is no significant relationship between two variables. Alternative means there is a significant relationship between independent and dependent variable. So with the help of this, you can get what are the prevailing theories. This is very, very important part for writing introduction aspect in your research thesis. Even if you take your research thesis, the research thesis means MBA project, you can, when you write, first you can give introduction, then international status. If you want to write international status, again, you should have some review of literature background. And then national status, you should have some review of literature background. Plus, you would like to quote some information with regard to your own state, Andhra Pradesh. Again, you should have some information. So you can get this kind of information from the review of literature. Plus, appropriate and useful methods and methodology. By reading review of literature, you can get some research methodology part. If you take research methodology part, normally, this is very, very important. There are two types of research design. Research design is nothing but it's a blueprint for the research. There are two types of research. One is a conclusive research. Another one is a non-conclusive research. So the main objectives of non-conclusive research is to draw some inference, or when you do research for the first time, probably your research is said to be non-conclusive research. Under non-conclusive research, exploratory research will come. Under conclusive research, descriptive research, casual research will come. Under descriptive research, say for example, that is under descriptive research, then cross-sectional research, longitudinal research will come. You can get all the concept only from the review of literature. Sometimes we'll have a doubt. For example, which sampling method you can use. There are two types of sampling method. One is a random sampling, another one is non-random sampling. So what is random sampling? In case of random sampling means, in case of random sampling, all the population will have an equal opportunity of being selected as a sample. It's said to be random sampling. What is non-random sampling? In case of non-random sampling, and then all the population will not have equal opportunity of being selected as a sample. This is a non-random sampling. Under random sampling, some methods will be there: simple random sampling, stratified random sampling, simple random, stratified random samplings method will be there. If you take non-random sampling methods, purposive sampling plus convenience sampling, snowball sampling, some sampling methods will be there. So which sampling method can be used? It depends upon the particular situation. You can take this kind of decisions only with the help of review of literature. Similarly, review of literature should be maybe prepared for research proposals. When you send some research proposals to National Human Rights Commission or some funding agencies like AICTE, UGC, or NHRC, or women development organizations, you should write review of literature. So review of literature may be prepared for research proposal plus research project. Even when you write some research paper, normally let's take research paper. We will convert all our students' research project into research paper. Probably students will be the first author, the faculty will be the second author. So in such circumstances, you need to write research review of literature. Plus, when you write thesis, you should write a review of literature. Okay, review of literature. By writing review of literature, you can get these benefits. That is increasing knowledge in the subject area. If you take any research, you should be strong in your area, that is your research area. By doing review of literature, you can get, or you can gain more knowledge in the particular subject area, because you will be masters. Next one, you can also identify patterns and trends. If you take finance, normally you are supposed to identify the pattern. What kind of pattern? How share price has moved? What is the trend? You can identify the similarities and gap. When you do review of literature, you can get some idea. Say, for example, one study might be conducted in one place, the same study might be conducted in another place, but the outcome might be something different. You can also get idea why this has happened. Plus, you can also identifying the experts working in your field. At least you should know who are all the experts working in your field. Or otherwise, whenever, let's take just you are MBA students, at least you should know stress means who are all the experts working in the particular in your field. So you can get this kind of information from the authors. So this is a benefits of review of literature. Okay. So with the help of review of literature, the main objectives of writing review of literature is to identify the research gap. This is very important. So with the help of review of literature, you can also know what approach have been used by others. If you take research, there are two approaches. One is inductive approach, another one is deductive approach. What is inductive and what is deductive approach? If you take inductive, inductive approach, you take theory as a base. Based on the theory, what you can do is you can develop some hypothesis. Then you can administer the question. Then finally you can check. This is one thing. Another one is deductive research. You take some pattern. You can identify the pattern. Based on the pattern, you can also develop some theory. So these things can be identified only with the help of review of literature. Plus, what difference you are making. That is very important in research. How you can make a difference only with the help of writing good review of literature. You can avoid duplication of work. These are main objectives of writing a review of literature. You can also clarify the controversial results. Sometimes let's take here, we will not take cockroach chutney, just like a coconut chutney in India. Whereas if we take some foreign countries, they will take cockroach chutney as their dish item for their dinner or breakfast or etc. So this is a controversial results. This can be clarified only with the help of a review of literature. With the help of review of literature, you can also narrow down your research problem. Plus, you can get another one very good information. That is variable identification. Whenever you do research, you should have two types of variables. One is independent variable, another one is dependent variable. Then only you can use any kind of analysis. If you take research, you can use two types of analysis. One is a parametric test, another one is non-parametric test. What is parametric test? If any test is considering mean value as a base, then that is said to be parametric. If any statistical test is considering median as a base, then you can use non-parametric test. Whether you are going to use parametric test or whether you are going to use non-parametric test, that is immaterial. But only one thing, you should identify two different variables. One is independent variable, another one is dependent variable. Then only you can execute your research. So how you can identify the independent variable? Independent variables are the cost-oriented variable. What is a dependent variable? Dependent variable are a effect-oriented variable. So you can identify independent and dependent variable only with the help of review of literature. I can give some example. Let's take you are doing bank service. Your research is a bank service quality. So what may be your independent variable when you go through the research paper? Say for example, from the emeraldinsight.com, there is a journal called International Journal of Bank Marketing. International Journal of Bank Marketing. If you download some research paper and you go through the review of literature, you can get some idea. Probably bank has convenient, you can get this kind of information. Bank has convenient parking facility. The banking operating hours is suitable to all the people. Bank employees understand the customer specific need. Bank employee is courtesy oriented persons. Plus banker is ready to render the services. Banker is rendering error-free services. Banker explained all the procedures. So these are the questions. So these things will comes under independent variable. Similarly, let's say what may be the dependent variable? Customer satisfaction may be the dependent variable, or customer loyalty may be the dependent variable, or intention to revisit may be the dependent variable. Once you have identified independent and dependent variable, you can use any kind of statistical tool. For example, you can use multiple regression, you can use correlation, or you can use discriminant analysis. You can use any even structural equation modeling. You can use confirmatory factor analysis. You can use one-way ANOVA or t-test. Then even you can use three different types of t-test: one sample t-test, paired sample t-test, independent sample t-test, one-way ANOVA, two-way ANOVA. You can name any analysis. Everything can be done only with the help of independent proper identification of independent or dependent variable. Okay, so variable identification is very easy. It also helps to form significant research questions. That is very, very important. Plus, you can also give background information to your work. With the help of review of literature, you can generate new idea. You can build old work. You can build new work on old work. You can also compare, extend, and contrast. Okay, there are different types of review of literature. Narrative review of literature. What is narrative review of literature? Description. Actually, you're going to describe description related to the research. Sometimes critical review. Critical review means you will compare, or you will examine, or you will evaluate the concept. Similarly, scoping review, and then probably the main objectives of scoping reviews to identify the research gap. Sometimes conceptual review. You can review the concepts. Okay, how we can do the review of literature? How we can do the review of literature? What are the various sources available for review of literature? There are different sources. One may be primary sources. Another one, primary sources means directly you can get your data from the primary sources. Another one may be reports. You can collect review of literature from different reports. For example, you can collect this CMI report, Center for Monitoring Indian Economy report. You can get, plus you can collect some review of literature from RBI report, SEBI report. So this is one thing. Plus conference proceedings. Whenever, if you take a reputed B school or like NIT, IIT, IIM, probably they might organize some conference. At the end of the conference, they will publish all their conference paper in the form of conference proceedings. So you can collect review of literature from the conference proceedings. Plus, you can also collect review of literature from the company report. Plus, government publication. Sometimes Government of India might publish some reports. You can also collect the data from government publications. Okay, secondary sources. You can also collect review of literature from the books written by well-known author. Journals. There are several journals are there. Normally, there are two types of journals. One is a paid journal. Another one is an open access journal. Another one is a closed access journal. What is the difference between open access journal and what is the open access journal and what is a closed access journal? Now, just I would like to throw one information. If you want to identify whether the journal is good or it's a very reputed one, there is a methodology. Every journal, if you take article, and then every article should have one number called DOI number. What is DOI number? DOI number is nothing but digital object identifier. It is like a register number. If you take Scopus indexed journal or Web of Science indexed journal, you can get the DOI number. So this is very, very important. And then let's take, as we discussed earlier, there are two types of journal. One is open access, another one is closed access. Open access journal means you can download research paper from the particular journal itself. But when you pay, if you want to publish your research article in open access journal, you have to pay some fees. Whereas let's take a closed access journal. They won't ask any fee from the persons. But if you want to download, they might ask some fees for downloading the research paper. Okay, journals. Another one important thing, whenever you download the research paper from the journal, just download last 5 to 10 years research paper. Don't download 20 years or 25 years back. Now you might ask another one question. For example, if you want to identify the base paper, that you can download the 20 or 25 years old journal, or otherwise, if you want to know the history of the particular field, you can download the very old, that is not recent paper. You can very old paper. You can also download, or otherwise, this is a typical classic paper or seminal paper. So whenever you download research paper, kindly download a research paper for last 5 to 10 years. Then only you can identify the research gap. I have seen some of our MBA students. They will write a review of literature. First, they will write 20 review of literature. First review of literature, 1972. Second review of literature, 1984. Third review of literature, 2004. Fourth review of literature, 2018. Fifth review of literature, 2022 or 2018. Then finally they will write, this is a review of literature. This is not a proper way. How we should write review of literature is, you take latest year. Latest year means 2000, now 2022, 2021, then 2020, then 2019, then 2018, 2017, 2016. You can write review of literature by the chronological order. Either it could be descending order or it could be ascending order. Better descending order would be better. Even when you left any 1 or 2 years, if you have not written a review of literature for any 1 or 2 years, that means there is a research gap. Somebody might do the research on those years, but you have not noticed. So this is very, very important. Plus, this is the best sources of downloading research review of literature. Emerald Insight, this is one of the database. Plus EBSCOhost, you can download the research paper from EBSCOhost. Plus JCATE, you can also download JCATE plus peer sharing sources. Now there are several peer sharing sources are there. For example, LinkedIn, people have shared their research publications, Facebook. So you can make use of this. Okay. Apart from this, you can also download your research paper from this. There is indexed journals, abstract encyclopedias, and dictionaries. Okay. Whenever you can also download your research paper for writing review of literature from academic journal. Academic journal means it could be monthly or quarterly. Books, newspaper, conference proceedings, report, thesis, etc. Whenever we download research paper from the book or journal, you should have this. You should consider this aspect. Then book means normally it will probably the book. Every book should have this one, that is ISBN number. What is ISBN number? International Standard Book. This is every book should have some ISBN number. Similarly, if it is a journal, ISN, then ISSN number. Plus, every journal should have digital object identifier. Okay, this is very, very important. Okay, so how we should identify the say, for example, when should I do the review of literature? Sometimes you might ask, sir, when I should do the review of literature? At the beginning, when you start looking for the problem, you should do review of literature. In the middle, once your work is underway, you can do review of literature. Plus, at the end, towards the end, you should, when you have a result, if you have a result, again, you should do the review of literature. If you take some MBA research project in some other universities, they are asking this information. Finally, you should not write suggestions. Instead of writing suggestions, you can write like this: analysis and discussion. So during the analysis and discussions, you have identified, you have found some results. You can also compare your results with other researchers' result. For example, you might do the research in India. Similarly, some researchers might do the same research in foreign countries. You can compare and you can contrast. Your research finding may be something different. Foreign research finding may be something different. Okay. So for this, you should do review of literature continuously. Okay. How should I select the paper to read? How I should select the paper to read? And then ask your guide. And then probably you can get some idea. Okay. Now you might ask these questions. What to do if I find too few sources? Again, what you can do, you can discuss with your expert or you can discuss with your guide. For example, you would like to do research. You would like to do research on service quality. What's your topic? Bank service quality. You would like to do the same research on hotel service quality. So simply you can make some changes in the existing service quality scale. That is very simple. For example, you can formulate the questionnaire, or you can discuss with your guide and experts. Look for a related topic, then broaden the topic. Definitely will get a review of, you can get the papers. What to do if I find too many sources? Now, what is your problem is you have a plenty of review of literature papers. What you can do is plan to scale down your research, narrow down your research, restrict by years. You can take only the recent papers, or restrict by source. You can take only well-known sources. For example, you can, let's take only the leading articles or leading journals. Restrict by topic. Again, expert help is very important. Okay. Say for example, in case of a review of literature, just you can compare and contrast different authors' views on the topic of research. Okay. Now let's take, whenever you write a review of literature, at least you should have some record. For example, first you should write author name. Whenever you write, you are going, before writing review of literature. Now you just assume that you have downloaded the research paper. You should, we should have some, you should create some table like this. First one, you should write author name. Next, you should write the year, then industry, in which industry this research has been conducted, plus what is the research methods, plus next one is what is the conclusion. Then you can write some remarks. This is very important aspects for writing review of literature. Just I will show one example, one of the real-time example for review of literature. Okay, sir, whether you can able to see this Word file? Any one of the participants can answer my question?
No, sir. We can see only assumptions slide.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, just I will. Okay, first I will complete this PowerPoint presentation. Then I will then I will show some examples, real-time examples. Okay. Say for example, you would like to read the research paper. What is the prerequisites? That means you are very familiar with the idea, or you should have some conceptual understanding with regard to topic. Then okay, or otherwise if it is a PhD, means probably you should have a coursework. Okay, say for example, then this is very important. If you take a research paper, you will have some, if you take research paper, there may be a component. First, abstract will be there. Abstract of the research paper will be there. After the abstract, introduction will be there. After the introduction, review of literature will be there. Plus after review of literature, research gap will be there. After the research gap, objectives of the study will be there. Our proposed research model will be there. After the objectives of the study, research methodology part will be there. Under research methodology part, scope of the study, sampling method, data collection method, how you have developed a questionnaire, everything will be there under research methodology. Finally, data analysis. Under data analysis, demographic profile of the respondents, plus the statistical tool, that is analysis of statistical tool, plus last part, conclusions, analysis and discussion, plus finally then scope and limitation and scope for research. This may be the standard format for any research paper. This is a standardized format. Okay, just now you are looking for example, you are looking some information. Where you can find this information, it can be known only with the help of this table. Actually, this is not mine. Actually, I have drawn from different authors. For example, what research area the paper fall under. You can get this kind of information from the title or abstract of the particular research paper. Similarly, what problem does the paper attempts to solve? You can get this information from title page, abstract page, introduction page, problem definition aspect. What is the related work? Why this is not sufficient? You can get this kind of information from the introduction aspect of the journal. What key contribution does the author claim? you can get this information from title, abstract, introduction, and conclusions. How does the paper solves the problem? You can get this kind of information from introduction or introduction. How does the author defends the solution? You can collect this information from the introductions. Okay. So similarly, when you go through the research paper, you can get some idea. Before writing review of literature, you should ask this kind of questions. Is the research problem is a significant one? Is the problem is novel? Is the solution approach is novel? Or the contribution is significant? Is relevant work is surveyed sufficiently enough? So you can evaluate this kind of informations. Okay. Sometimes you can get disappointed. What if I still don't understand the paper? You may not aware about the paper. What may be the possible reason? The possible reason is this. For example, the subject may be new and that unfamiliar terminology or acronyms. For example, you would like to do research on finance, particularly, say for example, finance related, your topic is a finance related topic. For example, unless you are familiar with this unit root, when somebody is asking unit root, you don't know, or when somebody is asking arch, yes. So probably you may not aware about this topic, because that is the purpose why before doing research, you should have a strong concept. You should be very strong in fundamentals. Okay, or otherwise you may be mentally tired. Sometimes whenever you do research, you should feel yourself, then mentally you should be very strong. There is a proverb in Sanskrit, Yabhavam Dadbhavati. As you think, so you will become. That means whatever you think, definitely you can become. So mentally you should be very strong. What to do? For example, you feel very boredom. What to do? Simple, nothing. You take deep sleep. Next, you can discuss with your colleague. Then read the textbook with survey article. Then return to the paper. Okay. Review of literature. For example, when you type or when you copy some information from the research paper and paste, that is not a review of literature. So, how to write review of literature? Whenever you write review of literature, your review of literature should be like a funnel shape. For example, let's take first you should write the broader topic, that is origin and development related topic, then subtopic, then studies like yours. What is the subtopic? Service quality and customer satisfaction, service quality and customer loyalty, service quality and profitability, service quality and organization image. You can create some headings. Under the heading you can write a review of literature, plus finally you can write studies like yours. So how to organize your review of literature? You can organize review of literature by 3 different methods. You can organize review of literature based on the chronological order, as we discussed earlier, 2022, 2021, 2020, 2019. You can write review of literature one by one. Similarly, you can write review of literature based on the theme, that is a thematic. For example, service quality and customer satisfaction, or training and development and employee satisfaction, training and development and organizational profit. So you can write review of literature based on some themes. You can also write review of literature based on methodology. For example, based on the research methodology. This is a one way. Finally, whenever you write a review of literature, you should prepare the summary table. In the summary table, you can write author name, types of study, sampling design, data collection approach, etc. The main objectives of review of literature is to identify the research gap. That is very, very important. The main objective of writing review of literature is to identify the research gap. Whenever you write review of literature, you can use different verbs. Don't use the same verbs. For example, I have seen some of the projects. They will write like this: X found that, Y found that, Z found that, or then say for example, Tinner et al. Found that. Never write like this. You can use different verbs. You can use this kind of verbs. argue, assert, assume, challenge, claim, content, contradict, describe. So you can, when you go through the research paper, you can get all this kind of information. It is very simple. Now what I can do is just I will show another one information. Okay. Now whether you can able to see the Word file, sir? Any one of the participants can respond?
Yes, sir.
Yes, madam. Okay, thank you, ma'am. So, for example, now you are going to write a review of literature. Okay, before writing review of literature, you can create some table like this. First, you should write author name. Next, you should write the industry. Next, country. Next one, sample size. Next one, sampling unit. Next one, sampling method. Next one, data collection method. Next one, research method, analysis. Finally, conclusions. Finally, you can write conclusions. For example, by doing this, you can get a different idea. For example, let's take this research has been conducted in the year 1992. Where this research has been conducted? Private bank, this research has been conducted. Which country this research has been conducted? So this research has been conducted in South Africa. What should be the sample size? Only 118. Who may be the sampling unit? High net worth customers. What is the sampling? What kind of sampling method? This study has used non-probability sampling method. How the researchers have collected data? They have collected data only through the mail survey. So what kind of statistical tool they have used? They have used Mann-Whitney U-test, factor analysis. Similarly, when you prepare this, you can get some idea. For example, let's take here banking. One researcher conducted some research in the year 2005. He has then what is the total sample size? Only 42. For example, if your research is a qualitative research, there are two types of research: qualitative research and quantitative research. If your research is a qualitative research, sample size is very less, you can quote this kind of information. A study conducted by so and so in the year 2005, their sample size is only 42. So this will help, but this will get by way of reference, by way of the citations, you can get some kind of authenticity for your research. Say for example, let's take this is a way by which you can write the review of literature. Then if you listening my speech, I would say, what is the research gap? Research gap is nothing but, for example, how to write research gap. Even though this is the way you should write research gap, even though several study has been conducted. For example, and I will explain this once again. Even though several study has been conducted all over the world, the study has been conducted in USA, Italy, UK, Germany, USA, Spain, Australia, UK, Australia. Even though several study has been conducted in Western countries, most of the study has been conducted in Western countries. Let's take India. None of the study has been conducted in Indian perspective. Therefore, you can write like this. Therefore, the researcher is intended to fill the gap by way of studying this topic. This is the way by which you should identify the research gap. So I will share the material to Professor Dhananjay sir. If you need, if you want, you can make use of this materials. Similarly, I will share another one material or information. Say for example, by way of doing your research, what you can get is, you can get what are the latest journal available in your field. For example, let's take this study has been conducted from 2010 to 2015 up to 2021. Some study has been conducted. Okay, individually you can write like this. You can prepare a table like this. So from this you can get, say for example, you can identify this. What is the total number of research paper has been published so far with regard to your topic? How many research paper? 209. Among 209, say for example, which paper is a core paper? For example, market intelligence and planning. This is a way by which you can identify the journal. Okay, again I will share another one, information, how to write research paper. Just be with me. Review of say for example, review of literature. Okay, actually this is related to one article. Just I will share another information. Model, review of literature model. Okay, model review of literature for discussion and evaluation. This is the way by which you can write the review of literature. For example, let's take, I think, just a minute. Okay. Okay. For example, you are writing a review of literature for demographic and academic trends in drinking patterns and alcohol related problems. This is a review of literature. Say for example, you can write review of literature like this. First one, effective demographic characteristics. For example, let's take, now students might ask, sir, how many sentence review of literature should have? Minimum 4 to 5 sentences is very essential. Minimum 4 to 5 sentences is enough. You don't write more than 5 or 10 sentences. Sometimes you can some of the students might write review of literature in the form of paragraph. That is not necessary. For example, I can give some example. X made on analysis. You can whenever you want to write review of literature, just to focus your attention to the abstract of the paper. Okay. If you take abstract, for example, particularly Emerald Insight.com, Emerald papers, journals that has been published in Emerald Insight. It's very easy. Purpose, first they will explain purpose of the study. The purpose of the study is to identify human resource management practice. So first, this is the first question. Your purpose is, what is the purpose? To identify human resource management practice. Okay, what is the next one? Next objective, to examine the impact of human resource management practice on employee satisfaction. Or let's take, there are several human resource management, several human HR practice has been followed by the organizations. For example, recruitment, selection, training, development, grievance handling, employee welfare measures, or performance appraisal, counseling. There are several practice has been followed by the organization. Which HRM practice is highly significant, highly influencing the customer satisfaction? Okay, this is probably when you read in the research paper abstract part, you can get this kind of this kind of idea. So you can write like this: X made an attempt to study the influence of human resource management practices on employee satisfaction in textile sector. If it is a textile sector, you can write like this: textile sector. Okay. Or if it is an insurance sector, you can write insurance sector. If it is a telecommunication sector, you can write telecommunication sector. Finally, you can write like this: this study found that recruitment, selection, training and development have significantly influencing the employee satisfaction. That is more than enough. Objectives, what is the purpose, plus what is the outcome. You can write like this. Or otherwise, similarly, we would like to study the same review of literature in the next level. You can write a study conducted by, first you write like this. Then say for example, X made an attempt to study the relationship between the topic. Now you can rewrite like this for the next review of literature. Now for X study, X found that these are the important variables influencing the particular independent variable. Or you can, when you read the review research paper, automatically you can get some idea. This is very, very important. For example, let's take here, sometimes writing review of literature is totally different for journal paper and research project. In case of research project, you can write review of literature there because there is no hard and fast rule with regard to number of pages. Even if you take MBA project, probably 60 to 65 pages. If it is an MBA MPhil, probably 150 to 200, 150 pages. If it is a PhD thesis, probably 300 pages. Even when 1 or 2 pages is exceeding, there is no hard and fast rule. But whereas let's take a journals. They will ask you should consolidate the entire review within 1 or 2 pages. That is very, very important. You can have 20 or 30 review of literature. That is not a problem. In such circumstances, how you can write review of literature? You can write entire review of literature, the essence of the review of literature in 1 or 2 sentences. You can write like this. Even though numerous researchers have studied the impact of human resource management practices on this, you can write all authors' name. Author name 1, author name 2, author name 3, author name 4. This study found that. You can write like this. This study found that these are the important variables influencing the particular topic. I will send this material also. Say for example, let's take the author has writing review of literature like this. Say for then review, just I will read. Male gender is often cited as a significant risk factor for heavy drinking in college. College men consistently have been found drink more than college female. This study, who conducted this study? This study has been conducted by this persons. Okay, in the year 2004 and 1992. Okay, next, see how they have written review.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, madam.
They are not able to see anything on the screen, sir. It is just model. I mean, only files are there.
Yes, madam.
Yeah.
Madam, I think whether it's visible, ma'am.
I don't know, sir. It is only from my side or for others also.
Okay, madam. So what I can do is just I will give examples. I will share this PowerPoint presentation as well as this PDF copy. By going through this, you can get some idea on how to write a review of literature. This is one of the sample for writing a review of literature. By seeing this kind of paper, definitely students as well as faculty member can get some insight with regard to writing a review of literature. So I will share this information to you. Apart from this, say for example, whenever you write a review of literature, this is very, very important. Say for example, and then English language is very, very important. Okay, so you should, madam, whether the PowerPoint, whether the Word file is visible to you, ma'am?
No, sir. I can see only English for research.
Yes, English for research. Yes, madam. English for research. Establishing why your topic is important. Whether this is visible?
No, sir. If you could try just again sharing the screen.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Again.
Yes, madam. I will share the screen again. Okay. Now I think this is visible. I think, for example, now the screen is visible, ma'am. That is a Word file. Yes. Anyone of the
No, sir, it is
not visible.
Sir, can you try stop sharing and then
Yes,
again?
madam. Yes, madam. Yes.
That might work.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible. Establish
Okay,
why your topic is
Yes,
important.
madam. Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Whenever you write review of literature, at least you should know some terminologies. for writing a review of literature. First, we should write like this: establishing why your topic is important, outlining the present. For example, outlining, you should outline the past, present history of the study, outlining the possible features of, or indicating the gap in knowledge and possible limitations. Say, for example, stating aim of your paper and contribution. So then I will send, then reviewing the past literature. You can then even when you go through the internet, you can get plenty of materials. So when you go read, you can get some idea. For example, just I will share one information. For example, this is a for example, we would like to outlining the present history of the study. Present history of the study. So how you can write: last century bank service quality was considered to be. You can write, or otherwise what you can do is you can write like this: bank service quality is viewed as, or initial or preliminary, or the first studies of a bank service quality considered to be, or researcher have always seen bank service quality. So what, and then this is, you can, when you go through the research paper, then by willingly and lovingly, you can get this kind of sentence. So what we can do is we can make use of the same sentence, for our research for in different dimensions. But over a period of time, initially you can follow this kind of strategy. But over a period, when you churn the curd, again and again, naturally better, you will get better. At the same time, when you do the same process again and again, you will become a master. At one point of time, your thought process would be something better than this. So initially, for the past, for example, whenever you like to write past present history of the study, you can write like this. And then even when you go through the research paper section, research review of literature section in research paper, you can get a lot of insight. For the past 5 years or since 2012, there has been a rapid rise in banking. For example, you would like to do research. So this is the way. Or otherwise, you would like to write research gap, indicating gap in knowledge and possible limitations. So normally, for example, you can write research gap like this. Even though several study has been conducted with regard to this topic, most of the study has been conducted in Western perspective. In India, only few study has been conducted. Therefore, the researcher is intended to fill the gap by way of studying this topic. This is the way you can write. But at the same time, if you want to write and review of literature in different dimensions, you can make use of this format. For example, few researchers have addressed the problem or issue or question of your topic. Or similarly, let's take next sentence: previous work has only focused on, because you have collected several research. Previous work has only focused on, or otherwise previous work have been limited to. You can write like this. Or otherwise previous research failed to address. You can write. Or otherwise a common issue of, or you can write a basic, common or fundamental or crucial or major issue of, you can write. Or many hypotheses regarding bank service quality appears to be ill-defined or unfounded or unsupported or questionable. Okay, I will share this information to Tanaji sir. You can make use of this information. Then now, just I would like to recapitulate what we discussed so far. If you have any doubt or clarification, your doubts are always welcome. We have seen research. Research is very, very important. If you want to grow your level from, for example, let's take a students. If you have published 1 or 2 research paper in Scopus indexed journal, definitely when you go to industry, your market value would be something different. So first we should identify the research base paper. Base paper can be identified by adopting 2 different methodology. One is the number of downloads, another one is number of citations. So if number of downloads and number of citations are equal, you can download the research paper only from on the basis of number of downloads. This is a first one. Next one is next we should write review of literature. The main objectives of writing review of literature is to identify the research gap. This is very, very important. Next, we have seen what is the purpose of writing review of literature. By writing review of literature, you can get several benefits. First, you can identify your independent variable. You can identify your dependent variable. You can also clarify your controversial results in the particular subject. You can also identify the key writers. You can also identify who are all the famous author working in your field. So you can build new model on your, you can build a new model on the old model. So you can get a lot of benefits. Next, we have seen what are the various sources by which you can download the research paper for writing a review of literature. Next, we have seen, for example, you would like to collect some data, write a review of literature, where you can find what you are looking for, where you can find. Next, for example, next we have seen what to do if I have only few review of literature, or we have seen what to do if I have several research review of literatures. So next, on what are the various ways by which we can write a review of literature. We have seen three different methods. One is a chronological order method. Next one is a thematical method. Another one is a research methodology based method. Next, we have seen how to prepare a master table for writing a review of literature and identification of the research gap we have seen. Next, we have seen by writing review of literature, we can also identify which journal is the optimum or correct journal for my research we can get. Next, we have seen English for writing a review of literature. Finally, we have seen what should be the minimum, how many lines you are supposed to have in each review of literature, minimum 4 to 5. Next, we have seen how to write review of literature, how verbs could be used. Okay, so these are the things just I would like to share with you. If you have any doubt or clarification, feel free to ask your doubt. Definitely I will clarify your doubt. Again, at this juncture, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the management of your esteemed institution and your dean, Professor Tanajay sir, and Madam, head of the department, HOD ma'am, and all other faculty members and all other students for attending this program. Even though it's your free time, this shows your commitment. Then faculty, how to do Manly and review of literature. Okay, in case of Manly and in case of this database, what you can do is you can download the research paper. You can download the research paper. Then first you can let's take all the database. We can download the research paper, but we should write review of literature on our own. None of the software will write, softwares will give some data or some help for writing review of literature. Only one thing, simple concept is this. First, we should read the abstract. This is the essence, abstract. How we can get abstract, very good abstract, only from the emeraldinsight.com. By abstract, they will ask these questions, purpose. Next, they will give this kind of information, purpose. Next one, purpose means objectives. Next, methodology plus findings. We can read purpose, methodology, plus we can read abstract and we can read the findings. Now, then by reading abstract and findings, we can get some basic idea. If you want some elaborate information, just go through the entire research paper. That is enough. For MBA students, at least 20 to 25 research paper is more than sufficient. Once you inculcate this kind of research habits, definitely you can take your institution to the next level. Even when NBA people, there is National Board of Accreditation or NAC people visited, they are giving much importance only for the students' research publications and how you are converting your research paper, your project into research paper. Any doubts, sir?
Thank you, Professor Krishnamurthy sir is a very amazing talk. Actually, two things stood out to me. That is the finding out the base paper, your concept of base paper, and writing summary of all these research papers is very much very much important. I really appreciated your suggestions and shortcuts how the researcher can go about this review of literature. In fact, we had a very good we enjoyed very much at IIT Madras DAMS.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Sir. Thank you, sir.
Actually, Krishnamurthy sir is used to download so many papers.
Yes, sir. Yes, I can understand. One day we have downloaded more than 500 to 600. Every day we will download. Yes, I can do recall all the things.
Yeah, because I'm very jealous of Krishnamurthy sir because he is always on the computer, not giving space to me to download in that guest house.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm just joking, Professor Krishnamurthy sir. And no, this is a very much enjoyable session, and it has provided a lot of shortcuts to the researchers. Even I have struggled for 3 to 4 years about this concept of base paper and summary. It has to it normally takes 3 to 4 years for the people to understand these concepts, and we have readily given them. Now, is Dr. Basha sir is there, HOD Narayana Engineering College, Goodur MBA department. Dr. Basha sir.
Sir, Dhananjay sir, even if your students need any insight with regard to research, for example, sampling technique or data collection method or questionnaire development, don't consider myself as outsiders. I am ready to extend my help by way of organizing this program.
Definitely, sir.
As and when you need any help for sharing my knowledge, I am ready to do it, sir. It's not a problem. You can always disturb me, and then we have a online platform. If possible, we can conduct, or otherwise we can have an online platform for writing, for research methodology related workshops. You can
definitely, sir.
Ready to extend my expertise. I am ready to share my expertise to you as well as to your esteemed institution, sir.
Definitely, sir. But yeah, actually, Professor Krishnamurthy sir is part of our family. We take our Kongu MBA department, and we consider you as a part of our family, sir. Both.
Definitely, sir. Whenever you organize some programs, kindly send the information. We will send our students. Then, if possible, I will also accompanying with our students. Similarly, whenever we conduct a program, just we will send an invitation. You can come along with your students, and you can stay in our campus, and you can also we will have a win-win approach.
That is so kind of you, sir. Actually, I would like our students to participate in the outreach programs.
Yes, sir.
It is a privilege to visit Kongu, a very big brand name in our higher education.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
One more, any A1, somebody has raised the hand. Any question, Nana?
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah,
I wanted to ask, what is the
feedback
meaning
also.
of abstract, sir?
Yes, madam.
Sure, sir. Abstract, sir. What is the meaning of abstract in the research paper?
Yes, madam. Yes, I will explain what is abstract and a website name. Definitely, I will explain. For example, abstract means then it is a juice. It's like it is nothing but a juice. Or whenever you write research paper, or whenever you write research thesis, or whenever you write MBA research project, you should write abstract in 5 or 10 sentences. For example, abstract at the end of the research report. For example, you are doing research on, for example, training and development. You are doing some research. Okay. At the end of your research, you should write entire your research work within 10 to 15 lines, because sometimes some people may not have any time to go through entire research project. So for them, they will see one abstract. If your abstract is catchy, probably if it will motivate the particular persons to read the entire research. How abstract should be? For example, this is the way you should write the abstract. The main objectives of the study is to identify the training, identify the training dimensions. This study has been conducted from the period of January 2022 to December 2022. This study has been conducted in Nellore city of Andhra Pradesh district. And the sampling unit of the study is top level managers. And the data, the researcher collected data only with the help of random sampling. The researcher employed a questionnaire method for collecting data from the respondents. The questionnaire consists of three important components. The first part talks about demographic profile of the respondent. The second part talks about independent variable. Third part talks about dependent variable. This study found that there is a significant influence on the job training on employee satisfaction and improving productivity. This study finding would help the upload management in designing suitable strategy for improving training and development. Finally, you will write some keywords, important keywords with regard to your topic: training, development, on the job training, off the job training. So this is a abstract. Okay. Normally, if you want to write a review of literature, first go through the abstract, then conclusion part. You will have some idea for writing a review of literature. Okay. This is the answer for your questions. And also, please mention the website name. There is a website called emeraldinsight.com. EMERLAD, emeraldinsight.com. This is one of the very excellent database for social science. You name any topic, any research topic, you can get all the data. There is a proverb. Say there is a debate. Which one is very, very important? Hard work or smart work? And then this is a smart work. When you go through this database, you can collect all the data, or you can download all the materials. So the name of the website is Emerald, EMERLAD, Emerald Insight, INSIGHT, emeraldinsight.com.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I request Josna madam, can you say a vote of thanks? Josna madam is there? Are our faculty members, some of the faculty members, please respond. Or you can say Jaya Jain, you can give feedback and vote of thanks.
Sure, sir. Thank you very much. Session, sir. Actually, after this session, I have understood literature also is very important, and this website called Emerald Insight. I was just looking into that. I hope I'll be able to discover new things, and I'll be my interest towards research and everything. And on behalf of everyone on this platform, thanks for taking out time and taking out time and providing us with this information. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Jaya Jain, and thank you so much, Sumut sir. I'm really delighted to have you, spend our valuable time, your valuable time with us, and it has been very. And I really look forward to host you, even offline also, sir. You're most welcome to visit our institution. I thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Any other final comments? N. Shankar, sir?
Sir, is it audible?
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, it really gives me immense pleasure in participating as an element in this program. The college has organized such a very nice program. I have been waiting for this program for the past 3 months. You must be knowing that regularly I am making a call and sending WhatsApp message when the program will be started. In such a way, I was much interested in participating, attending this program. It's really a nice program. I am really getting some more insights, not some more, many insights about this. Now I am getting more clarity on review of literatures. Further, if you send us the materials, what you have shown in this program, it will be immensely useful for us. I'm making a request to you to send such materials, sir. Really thanking you for this, for you and the organizers who have organized this program. And I am really waiting for the forthcoming sessions also. Thank you a lot. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Krishnamurthy, sir. With your permission, I take leave of you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Professor, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Professor Krishnamurthy, sir? I think some connection problem. Anyway, I thank very much all the participants and our resource person for attending this excellent program. Thank you very much.